Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. How about yourself, buddy?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. We are here for the Regal Promotions Esports, Winter Nationals by Right Rear Racing. This is the first round of their 360 Sprint Cars Series practice. As you see there on the left-hand side of the screen, just about 25 seconds left in it here tonight. The winner tonight will receive free entry to the Daytona 250. That's coming up here in a couple of nights. Elevated TV will have the coverage of that one. That's Regal Promotions Esports. That's the first race of their pavement series. The point fund for the season. Yes, Tim, go ahead.
I was going to say, Bentley's calling his shot on that one. He said he's going to win that race.
No, I'm not. I can't race in that in a couple nights.
Oh.
I got the V-Speed series to run in on Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But
anyways, we're not going to dwell on that. It's going to be a fun night, you know, for all the drivers involved. But you got a point fund for this season. $150 is going to go to the winner. And a nice championship trophy. They put together some nice trophies here, Regal Promotions Esports, and the people that design those. All the way down to 10th gets a payout. Second place gets $100 in a trophy. Third place, $75 in a trophy. 3 minutes on the clock. We are ready for our qualifying session here tonight. Let's see, one of the first drivers out on the racetrack is going to be Justin Osborne there in the 11 machine. So he starts his qualifying effort. 6 trophies is going to be the trophy. The trophy supplier this year, excuse me, as I'm stumbling over my words as I'm reading through my list of goodies here provided by Andrew Regal himself. Joseph Groom, another driver out on the racetrack. As we're scrolling through these, the fast times are populating there on the left-hand side of the screen. Joseph Groom just went to the top at a 13:36. Let's take a look at a couple other drivers out there. Trevor Royer has always been quick in the 360 Sprint Car Series with Regal. He's just completed his first lap. Lap 1 for him at a 13:49. He's 5th on the board. Coming around to complete his second lap. Trevor completes lap number 2 and did it improve to a 13:38. Awesome job there. A couple other drivers out on the racetrack. Michael Scurring in the 07 just completed his first lap. He goes to 13th, now 14th on the board at a 13:62 in his 07 machine. Lap 2 in the books for Michael. Does he improve? Does a little bit, 13:55, 11th quick. Landon Cardoza in the 121 just went quick time at a 13:32 in his machine. Take a look at a couple other drivers out on the racetrack here. Chase Porter in the 222 machine. As he heads down the back straightaway. And into turns 3 and 4. We're going to use the outside and kind of diamond off in the exit of turn 4, crossing the start-finish line. Lap 1 complete for Chase at a 13:76, 27th on the board. 31 cars signed in tonight total. Crosses the line to complete lap 2 and does improve really well to 13:53, 13th quick. Jimbo Rooney in the 27. Just won the 305 series division here, and the time's gonna expire, and he's not gonna get a lap in. He's gonna be 31st there in that 27 machine. All right, we are ready to kick things off in heat racing action here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our first heat of the night. Right Rear Racing, the presenting sponsor and Heat Race #1 sponsor here tonight. Right Rear Racing is a proud sponsor of Heat Race 1. Tune in and catch all the action and excitement broadcasted live on their YouTube channel. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. Row number 1 is going to be Chase Porter and Ryan Sheet. Row 2 is going to be Trevor Royer and Landon Cardoza. Row 3 is going to be Brandon Matson and Ty Dickinson. Row 4 is going to be Ethan Green and Brian Kling. 8 laps of distance. Tim, go ahead and tell us what's that magic number of transfers here tonight.
We are going to be taking 4 to the feature, and it'll be an invert 4.
All right, so top time tonight is starting 4th. That's Cardoza in the 121 machine. He was our quick qualifier. So those 4 are inverted. If you're Chase Porter, you like where you're at. Pace truck's off. Green flag is in the air. We are live in Heat Race 1 of the brand new season in these 360 sprints. Porter, Sheet, Royer, your top 3. Royer side by side with Cardoza, Matson as well. Now Matson takes a peek to the inside of Cardoza. Nothing doing that time. Everything single files out for the moment, but Sheet, Tim, tried to take a peek out of turn 2.
Yeah, he tried to look to the inside, probably shaved just a little bit of speed off trying to turn down, but here we go. We got Cardoza just trying to stay even with Royer, but that outside line is just showing its dominant hand right now.
Absolutely. Our top 5 single file. Sheet thought about taking a peek to the inside, but has to play a little bit defensive as Royer is right there on his tail tank. Same with Cardoza on Royer. Cardoza actually looks to the inside down the front straightaway. Got a great run down there. Right nose to nose, and there was a little bit of contact between himself and Royer. Cardoza into 3rd, Royer back to 4th, and he's under fire from Matson now in the 21 machine. Matson tried to slide up in front of Royer there, Tim, but wasn't enough room.
No, there wasn't. These guys are just so quick. They launch out of the corner, and they can just take a power move to the inside, as you see Cardoza finally, or I'm sorry, Brandon Matson finally complete the pass on Royer as we got contact between.
And he's damaged
Matson
hard into the outside walls. The white flag waves for Matson. Trevor Royer now into that final transfer spot. He's right on the tail tank of Landon Cardoza. As we head into 3 and 4 for the final time, Chase Porter with that invert looks mighty fine as he crosses the line and wins his right rear racing heat number 1. Ryan Sheet will be 2nd. Landon Cardoza 3rd. Trevor Royer 4th. The likes of Brian Kling, Ethan Green, Ty Dickinson, and really unfortunate for Brandon Matson in the 21 machine. We'll have to battle it out in the consolation a little later on here tonight. There is the first 4 transferring into tonight's A main at Volusia Speedway. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our second heat race of the night. No Coast Customs is the sponsor for heat race number 2. Your go-to place for high-quality wraps, custom designs, and eye-catching graphics. Whether you're looking to turn your car into a showpiece or enhance your league's branding, No Coast Customs brings your vision to life. Join their Discord or find them on Facebook today. Row number 1 in the 111 machine is going to be Richie Gaines. In the 29 is going to be Mason Hannigan. Row 2 is going to be Jack Anderson in the 124 and Dustin Sargent in the 77. Row 3 is going to be Flying Fred Hoffman in the 13th machine and Stephen Metcalf in the 707. And row 4 is going to be Charles New in the 30 and Joseph Truskowski in, well, I don't see the number here on my timing. But he's going to be the 8th starter here in Heat 2. Oh, man, as my timing is scoring.
As the 412 timing and scoring.
The 412 machine, all right. That's
Richie
a lot
Gaines gonna lead him through 3 and 4. He's gonna fire. Mason Hannigan trying to match it. He does. He probably gets the best restart on the outside as Mason just absolutely shuts the door on Mason immediately, and Mason power move always slides up into the lead. He leads lap 1. start of lap 2. It's going to be Richie Gaines in second, Dustin Sargent, Jack Anderson, the top 4.
Yeah, Tim, those are the top 4. That's that magic number you talked about. You got to be there. Outside, looking in, Stephen Metcalf and that 707 machine's got 3 or 4 car links up to the top 4. Then Joseph Truskowski flying Fred Hoffman, battling side by side. Fred's trying to slide up in front of him. Nothing doing there. He might get passed by Charles New, but he had a good run down the front straightaway. Truskowski holds off Hoffman for now. Back up front. Oh, battle for second is brewing between Richie Gaines and Dustin Sargent. Volusia looks like it's got a lot of speed in it here tonight.
Yeah, it does. Oh my goodness. Just keep it straight, fellas. You guys are in the transfer.
Yeah, Sargent just about ran it into the outside wall. Good hands and a great save from Sargent there in that 77. Jack Anderson took advantage and moved into the top 3. Sargent looks like he's just trying to play it cool and hold on to that, but Stephen Metcalf is chopped away at that advantage ever so slightly, but he's running out of time. Going to come to the stripe this time. It's going to be a white flag in the air for Mason Hannigan out front. Hannigan 0.8 of a second. Then it's Gaines and Anderson. It looks like Dustin Sargent might hold on for 4th. To the line, Mason Hannigan wins No Coast Customs heat race number 2. Richie Gaines, Jack Anderson, and Dustin Sargent holds on for the 4th spot. Stephen Metcalf, Charles New, Fred Hoffman, and Joseph Truskowski will be in the consolation a little later on. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Elevated TV heat race number 3 here tonight. Also, as we approach the final laps of tonight's race, the white flag and our heat race 3 is proudly brought to you by Elevated TV. Whether you're looking for in-depth driver interviews or full event coverage, Elevated TV takes your viewing experience to the next level. Be sure to tune in for exclusive race content and elevate your race night. Find them on Facebook and YouTube for all the action. They'll also have the action in a couple nights for that Daytona 250 race we talked about just a little earlier. Front row for Heat 3 is going to be Braden Donaldson in the 94 and Scott Thomason in the 6. Row 2 is going to be Gavin Chatham in the 99 and Bowen Smith in the 012. Row 3 will be Justin Osborne in the 11 and Jeremy Christensen in the 16. And row 4 is going to be Jay Ball in the 7 and Jimbo Rooney in the 27. All right, field rolling down the back straightaway. We will get the green flag this time to kick off Elevated TV heat race number 3. Pace truck is off. Green flag is in the air. Donaldson out to a fantastic start. A half a second to the advantage for him already. And then you got Thomason, Chatham. Thomason with that run on the outside moves into second. Bowen Smith uses that momentum to powerhouse into third. Gavin Chatham running the bottom is going to try to hold on for 4th. Is he going to slide up in front of the 11 machine of Osborne? No, he didn't that time. Still going to run down low, Tim.
Yeah, he looks like he just got maybe loose right there. Has to give up. Let out of the gas.
Oh!
He gave up the position.
We got big time crashing on the front straightaway. I think that was Thomason in the 6 that went flipping and does land on his wheels. But man, oh man, heavy damage to his race car. As he got together, I believe, with Bowen Smith. They collided out of turn 4. We'll actually go back and take another peek at this. Keep an eye on the 6 machine of Thomason here, right in the middle of your screen. Slow things down. Yep, that's exactly what happened fighting for real estate on the exit of 4. Thomason gets bumped, goes into the outside wall. Car gets airborne, lands on its wheels. He gets hit by the 11. That's Osborne. And gets kicked up and over and flips down the front straightaway almost 3 times there before finally landing on his wheels there at the entry to turn 1. Wild ride for Thomason.
Yeah, I mean, that wreck involved 3 of the 4 transferees, whatever you want to call it. But 3 of the 4 ended up with slight damage or major damage. And So that's going to allow that mistake of that 99 of Gavin Chatham to be right back into that transfer spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Gavin's loving that. He gets back into the top 4. If you're Jeremy Christensen, you liked it as well as we're able to move up a little bit. Pace truck's back off. We're back under the green flag. Another great start for Braden Donaldson as he stretches out his legs a little bit into turn 1. Looks like we're going to have a close battle, 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack. Jim Rooney there in position 5 as Chatham slides across the nose of Christensen. Christensen's going to look to give that favor back, but not quite enough momentum for him. Chatham now back into the top 3. Christensen into that 4th and final spot.
He's under attack from that 27 machine of Jimbo Rooney, who's running that very inside line as it does not pay off, and Jeremy Christensen just sails off into the sunset off the high side. Now Jimbo Rooney is maybe slight contact with that 0 machine of Justin Osborne. I didn't get to quite see as the camera was not that good as Justin Osborne slides right up in front of Rooney, and Rooney's gonna pay it back, and they're just gonna keep battling as the distance to the leader is closing, and it's gonna be Donaldson wins.
Bowen Smith will be 2nd, Gavin Chatham 3rd, and Jeremy Christensen held on to that 4th and final transfer spot. Justin Osborne, Jimbo Rooney, Scott Thomas, and Jay Ball will be relegated to the consolation. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 4. And I was trying to see if we have a presenting sponsor for heat 4 tonight, and we do not. Row number 1 is going to be Michael Scurring in the 07 and Ty Williams in the 001. Row 2 is going to be Willie Cuddy in the 12 and Joseph Groom in the 15. Row 3 will be Nick Larry in the 43 and JT Ferry in the 18. And row 4 will have one driver. That'll be Dylan McKee in the 22. Guys, don't forget to follow Regal Promotions Esports. You can stay connected with Regal Promotions Esports and never miss an update on upcoming events and broadcasts. The website is www.regalpromotions.com. Facebook, you can search Regal Promotions E-Sports to keep up to date with all of the events and league news and point standings. All right, Tim, do you want to kick us off to start our final heat of the evening?
All right, Michael Schuring in that 07 pink machine is going to lead the rest of heat number 4 through 3 and 4, and he fires. One got wicked loose near the back. Schuring off to a great lead as I just changed cameras on accident.
Schuring still in the lead, yes sir. Williams, Cuddy, and Larry, your top 4, and it's going to be battle for that final transfer spot, as Larry is followed closely behind by Joseph Groom in that 15 machine. Larry is actually going to take a peek to the inside of Willie Cuddy. He's going to slide across his nose, move into the 3rd spot. Cuddy's on the hot seat now in that black and orange 23 machine, as he tried to take a peek underneath Larry. Back up front, Scurring leads the way, but he's challenged with Ty Williams to the inside. There's contact. Williams almost goes around, but able to hold on to it. Is he going to stay in the transfer? He does in position 3, but it gets the boot from behind. Groom, he runs into the back of Cuddy. I don't know how that wasn't a big stack up there.
We got one way off.
One way off, and I did not see it. We're going to have to go back and get the replay
Schuring
on that. Let's take a look at the replay here tonight. Scurring in the 07, as it looked like maybe some damage on his race car, as he was really slow out of 2 working down the back straightaway. Almost think he ended up with some contact somewhere and some damage. The front end was just not turning for him.
that damage came from the contact out of 4 the previous lap. He,
Oh,
he had enough speed and was offset enough to get through 1 and 2, just could not.
yeah, Scurring
Uh,
came to a stop there at that tire barrier at the exit of turn 4. Good eye, Tim, catching that, though. We pick things back up. The top 4 have really shaken up. As you got Nick Larry, the 43, Willie Cuddy, the 12, Joseph Groom in the 15, and I believe JT Ferry there in the 18 machine is going to be scored in the 4th position. He is. Ty Williams, Dylan McKee now on the outside looking in after this latest incident. As the field stacks back up. Single file. Still got 4 laps to go in this one, and we're only at half distance here. Pace truck is off. Green flag goes back in the air. Nick Leary leads the charge down through 1 and 2. We got the battle brewing again for that transfer spot. JT Ferry takes a peek to the inside. And as a great slide job, and Joseph Groom gets turned at the exit of turn 4. And he gets the car righted and is going to continue on, but unfortunately well off the rest of the pack. Now Michael Scurring, after the incident, finds himself in a transfer position, Tim.
That is correct. Just crazy events happening. And Ty Williams is going to look to just try and get to the back of that Michael Scurring machine. And he's going to be all over him for the final lap as the leaders have taken the white. Nick Larry's going to sail it off through 3 and 4. He's going to finish first. Will Cuddy second. JT Ferry third. And Ty Williams does get the transfer.
Absolutely. Michael Scurring, Dylan McKee, Joseph Groom relegated to the consolations in this one. But what a finish there. Williams actually pulled the slider, a little bit of a nice move as they came through 3 and 4 there. All right. Is this going to be our B main here tonight?
Yes, it is.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our B main. 618 Engraving and Design is going to be the sponsor for our B main, and each caution flag here tonight. I completely read over that as I was scanning through. Each caution flag, fastest lap, and B main tonight is proudly presented by 618 Engraving and Design. Whether you need custom hats, koozies, or even cutting boards, 618 Engraving and Design delivers precision craftsmanship for any event. Visit them online to see all the incredible custom products they offer. Again, thank you to 618 Engraving and Design for that. Row 1 is going to be Brian Kling, Stephen Metcalf. Row 2, Justin Osborne, Michael Scurring. Row 3, Ethan Green, Charles New. Row 4, Jimbo Rooney, Dylan McKee. Row 5, Ty Dickinson, Fred Hoffman. Row 6 going to be Scott Thomason and Joseph Groom. Row 7 is going to be Brandon Matson and Joseph Truskowski. Row 8 is going to be Jay Ball. As we're lined up 2 by 2, Tim, 4 heats. We're only going to take 4 tonight for a 20-car starting field, correct?
6.
6 tonight for a 22-car starting field. All right. Green flag is in the air. Brian Kling gets us underway in the 618 Engraving and Design B main here tonight. Oh, man, he was a little slower out of turn 2. It gets the boot from, I believe that was Metcalf behind him. Ethan Green took advantage of it, moved into the second spot. You got Justin Osborne, Michael Scurring running the inside. Osborne gets into the 79. I don't know how that wasn't a big crash, and it turns into one down the back straightaway. Oh, and we're still under the green flag somehow as a handful of cars into the pit area. As we cross the start-finish line there, we already got 8 to go. Kling's working down the back straightaway into 3 already on the next lap. Justin Osborne trying to limp into the pit area, and we get the yellow flag.
Brandon Masson damaged. He was in the transfer spot. He got damaged. He was going through 3 and 4, and he was running the low line.
Did he collect into Osborne there?
No. He just barely hit the yellow tires.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, his car. As Osborne turned in the pit lane, Matson was coming around, and he hit that big tire barrier there, and you see that 21 machine just exiting the frame now. Wow, absolute craziness to start our B main here tonight, as there's already just 7 laps to go. Six cars transfer. That would be Kling, Skirring, Metcalf, then Thomason, Groom, and Truskowski is the top 6 currently. Dylan McKee, Fred Hoffman, Jay Ball, Justin Osborne, and Brandon Matson are all on the outside looking in. Charles New, Jimbo Rooney, Ty Dickinson in the work area and have been in there for a little bit of time. Unfortunately, they're laps down now. As race control just waiting for a couple cars to exit the work area and rejoin. Looks like Jimbo Rooney, Charles New, and now Ty Dickinson has rejoined the field there in the 14th position. Those 3 are 1 lap down. Pace truck's going to peel off. Brian Kling steps back on the gas. Green flag goes back in the air for the restart. Pretty orderly for the top 4 or 5, maybe even 6, and then it was side by side for a moment. Dylan McKee, Brandon Matson trying to charge into the top 6. Jimbo Rooney way down on the inside trying to get underneath Fred Hoffman. Nothing doing that time. Matson trying to take a peek underneath Dylan McKee.
Oh, we got one flipping, barreling down the backstretch. This is Jay Ball.
Jay Ball bringing out this yellow flag.
Oh, and we got another one in turn 1.
I'm going to take a look at Jay Ball's incident. We'll try to see the incident in turn 1 after this. As you see, Ball was working the outside, and he tags wheels with Justin Osborne, and there he goes for a ride down the back straightaway. Like you said, Tim, tumbling. That's the original cause of the yellow.
Scott Thomason going into turn 1 as we're picking up the pace truck.
Yeah, we'll slow things down. Keep an eye on the 6 machine. Thomason already went for a wild ride in his heat race. And he saw the pace truck and I think turned the wheel to avoid it, although it wouldn't have mattered. And then, yeah, loses control and backs it into that Armco barrier there and gets pretty significant damage to his race car and ended up on the side, unfortunately. That means you have to tow. Knocks the wing off. You see it fly off the race car. And all the meanwhile, we were watching that. Michael Skirring was able to work around Brian Kling to take over the lead. I tell you what, Tim, we have seen some thrills and spills so far here tonight, and we haven't even started our feature.
No, we haven't.
Dylan McKee in the 12 machine, now in the final transfer spot in 6th. We are back underway. We crossed the line this time, 5 laps to go. We are at half distance. What a move for Metcalf into turn 1. Slides up across the nose of Brian Kling and puts him into second. Joseph Groom and Kling make a little bit of contact. Now if you're Matson, he's taking a peek to the inside as well. Matson trying to charge forward on the inside where nobody else is currently. Matson into 5th. Groom actually tried to use the bottom as well and kind of slowed Matson's momentum a little bit. As Truskowski tries to get back and challenge. Now Matson in front of Groom, goodness. And there's the 12 with some contact Hoffman. There. Wow.
Fred Hoffman was spun around. He's got big damage. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that.
3 wide, and then Matson goes for a wild ride up high into the air. Caution flag displayed once again. Here man. As they were battling crazily for that transfer spot. We were watching it all live. Matson gets into the corner, tries to kind of use the inside. The 412 machine slides up the racetrack. They were 3 wide. Groom was on the outside. The 412 slides up right into Matson. Unfortunately, spins Matson around, and he gets a little help from the 12. And up and over, Matson goes. Unfortunate for Matson. Incidents in his heat. Now a part of a couple here in this B main. If you're Michael Scurring, you just want to see the rest of these laps click by and focus forward into the main event here tonight. Right now, Dylan McKee in that 12 machine is on the outside looking in. Justin Osborne right in front of him would be the final transfer. And then you have Ty Dickinson in the 8th spot, but currently scored 1 lap down in the, looks like 67 machine. Again, race control tries to give roughly 2 minutes, depending on the situation, to let drivers rejoin the field. But I believe we're going to get the green flag right here. Pace truck's already peeled off. Scurring chooses to fire whenever. We're back to green, 2 laps to go. Brian Kling trying to hold on to a transfer spot. He's got Joseph Groom right there behind him. Dylan McKee, Joseph Truskowski, Justin Osborne, all right there within striking distance. White flag waves. 1 to go. Scurring out to over a second advantage. Osborne tries to slide up right across the nose of Truskowski and actually makes a little bit of contact at the line. Out of 4, Michael Scurring wins the B main. Metcalf second, Kling third, McKee 4th, 5th goes to Joseph Osborne, and 6th to Joseph Groom at the line. Joseph Truskowski, Ty Dickinson, Brandon Matson, Jimbo Rooney, Fred Hoffman, Charles New, Scott Thomason, and a few others will have to load it up here tonight as they did not transfer into the main event. Warm-up session now time for these drivers. They'll get to go out, run the racetrack in a little bit more. They may not run the whole warm-up session. We'll keep an eye on it. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break and be back to give you the starting lineup for our main event.
You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram. You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram. You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Again, thank you to our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups and Richard Murtaugh Racing Driving Academy. Don't forget to use the code Buckeye15 on Premier Racing Setups website for 15% off an individual setup pack. Try Premier Racing Setups today. All right, everybody, let's take a look at the starting lineup for our A main here tonight. Row number 1 is going to be Chase Porter in the 222 and Mason Hannigan. Row 2 is going to be Braden Donaldson and Nick Larry. Row 3, Ryan Sheet and Richie Gaines. Row 4, Bowen Smith, Willie Cuddy. Row 5, Landon Cardoza, Jack Anderson. Row 6, Javin Chatham and JT Ferry. Row 7 is going to be Trevor Royer and Dustin Sargent. Row 8, Jeremy Christensen, Ty Williams. Row 9, Michael Scurring and Stephen Metcalf. Row number 10, Brian Kling, Dylan McKee. Row 11, Justin Osborne and Joseph Groom. That's your starting field for the Winter Nationals here tonight. 30 laps the distance. And it's the time of the night, Tim. We pick our drivers to watch. Who do you got your eye on?
Oh, geez. You can pick any one of these drivers, even the ones that unfortunately did not make it in. But I am going to keep my eye on our scoring sheet of 121. It's showing 21 on in the sim. Landon Cardoza. Who do you have your eye on?
I like that pick. He's shown some good speed here tonight. I'm going to be keeping my eye on... oh, man, there's some good names in here. I'm going to keep my eye on Ty Williams in that 001 machine as we are getting the 4-wide salute here tonight. And that's sponsored by Victory Fuel. They are proud to present the 4-wide salute at every Regal Promotions esports event, formulated to help you stay hydrated and energized. Victory Fuel is packed with vitamins, low in sugar and caffeine free. Perfect for keeping you sharp and ready for race night. Use the code RPE-sports-victory to save 10% at checkout. Visit victoryfuelonline.com to place your order today. Again, one of the best sites in all of motorsports right here in the Victory Fuel 4-wide saloon. Also earlier during our warm-up session, I do want to give a shout out to Night Owl Racing League, as they are the sponsor of that. You can get ready to roll with the Night Owl Racing League, or the warm-up session sponsor for 2025. The Night Owl Racing League brings together some of the most passionate sim racers for thrilling competition and unforgettable races. Join the Night Owl Racing League today by visiting them on Facebook or joining their Discord to be a part of the action. Did not want to forget about them here tonight, Tim.
No, you don't ever want to forget anyone.
Well, we gave our drivers to watch, folks. We always like to hear who you have your eye on here tonight. Don't hesitate to reach out there in the chat and let us know who you're rooting for. Chase Porter, Mason Hannigan on the front row. Tim, you want to get us going to kick off our main event?
Oh boy. We're going to have Chase Porter, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Chase Porter's going to lead the rest of that main field all the way through 3 and 4. He fires. He gets a good launch over second place runner of Mason Hannigan, who did not this time get that good of a launch. Well, I stand corrected, as he's all the way to the inside. He's looking to take over the lead, and he does lead lap 1. As he comes around, he's still being battled with Chase Porter. Chase Porter all the way up into the wall, and we're going to look back here for the battle for 4th, 5th, and so on, and the rest of the field, I guess I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some great racing through the pack. The top 5 or so single file, but as we go back to the field, we have side-by-side action everywhere. Jack Anderson, Richie Gaines right here side by side. That's a battle right inside the top 10, 9th and 10th respectively. Trevor Royer in the 90 machine trying to make up some ground. He's up there running the cushion. Side by side here, Scurring in the 07. He's in 16th. He's picked up a spot. He had a transfer through the B main, running the inside, trying to make up some ground down there. Let's go back up front. Hannigan still leads the way, running the inside. Porter and Bowen Smith, 2nd and 3rd, as Smith is putting some pressure on Porter. As our top 3 really close together. Then Braden Donaldson trying to catch up there, make it a 4-car battle for the top spot. Cardoza solo 5th, and then you have Ryan Sheet, Nick Larry on the inside, Sheet up on the outside. Uh-oh, 1 car on the outside wall. I believe that's Jack Anderson there in the 124 machine, as he gets really sideways, entering 3. 7 laps complete, and we've been all green up to this point.
Oh my goodness. Bowen Smith almost made contact with Chase Porter as he slid to the inside of Porter going into 3. Almost made contact. He completed the pass, and he looks to set his sights on Mason Hannigan, as that also allowed Braden Donaldson right by Chase Porter, and guess who is chasing both of them down? That is Landon Cardoza.
Absolutely, your driver to watch here. Donaldson looking to make the move to the inside, does slide across the nose of Porter. That's really tight on the exit. Surprised there wasn't contact there, as they were oh so close together. There's Cardoza with a good run on the outside there, Tim, trying to get up there and challenge Porter. Gonna try the outside again here through 3 and 4. And nothing doing. He's got a right in line, but Porter, a little bit of contact with the outside wall, hurt his momentum a bit. Cardoza settles back in, maybe with a good dive bomb into 3. Yep, just ran the bottom, trying something new there. Back through the field just a little bit. Side by side here, Richie Gaines, Willie Cuddy, still, now they're battling for the 11th and 12th position, respectively. Trevor Royer right in front of him at the tail of the top 10. Back up front, Mason Hannigan still leads by 0.4 of a second as they are getting closer to lap traffic. I believe that is the 15 machine of Joseph Groom.
How did they keep that straight? They did not.
Oh, they're wrecking down the front straightaway. That's Gavin Chatham and Nick Larry in the 43. Two cars getting tangled up for our first 618 yellow flag of our feature event here tonight. We're going to go back and take a quick peek at this. Yeah, Chatham was running the middle and just had a good run. Larry kind of turned off at the top and lost some momentum, and they came together, exiting 4. Thought they were going to keep it straight. Larry was trying to gather it back up. They tag once again. Both cars spin simultaneously into that inside retaining wall. They make contact with it and get turned around, stopping on the front straightaway to bring the yellow flag out here for the first time in the feature. Good job, all the other drivers working their way around. Not getting collected into that one. Dylan McKee is visiting the pit lane. Brian Kling in the 2 machine. They're heading back out. Nick Larry, extended time in the pit area as he's in there over a minute as of the moment. Again, race control tries to give up to 2 minutes if time permits for drivers to get repaired and get back out onto the racetrack. As the lights go out on the pace truck. Don't forget, Regal Promotions Esports merchandise has arrived. You can gear up for the 2025 season in style. They got stylish tees, cozy hoodies, must-have posters. Don't wait, grab yours today. You can shop now at regalpromotions.com/shop. As we double back up, Hannigan, Smith, row 1, Donaldson, Cardoza, row 2. We get the green flag for the restart. Great jump for Hannigan. Oh, I think Bowen Smith a little bit sideways in contact behind. I don't know how there wasn't a big stack up into 1 and 2 as the outside line was all nose to tail there. That's going to allow Donaldson to look to the inside, though. Try to take over that second spot. Is he going to slide up the hill? No. Smith with the good run on the outside. Donaldson holds on to third.
Oh.
Cardoza
Yeah.
into...
Go ahead.
Do we have a yellow? No, we're still under the green flag as I'm looking back through. It looks like we're still clean and green for the moment being, as the yellow flag is displayed. Maybe for the incident here with Ryan Sheet, we'll go back and take a look. Keep an eye on that 10 machine. We're going to slow things down. What happens as they enter into turn 1? Car just kind of jumps the cushion. Hits off the outside wall, starts bicycling. He remains on all 4s for the moment, though. And he gets collected from behind by Joseph Groom. In that 15 machine, you see the nose wing gets knocked off of Groom's car, and it looks like Sheet brought his car to a stop on the outside of turn 2, and that was enough to bring the yellow flag out. As the leaders, you see them just working by on the inside, so fortunate the leaders didn't get caught up in that one. As we double file back up. Mason Hannigan has to navigate another restart. Bowen Smith wants a little better one than the last time. Pace truck peels off. Hannigan can choose to fire. And does. Back underway in the Winter Nationals. Man, Bowen Smith just doesn't seem like he gets through 1 and 2 all that well, but he gets a great exit out of 2, and he's right on Hannigan's tail tank. Cardoza, Donaldson side by side for that final podium spot. as Cardoza blinks just a little bit with connection and returns back right away. That's good for him. Hannigan leads the way with 10 to go, but Bowen Smith has a peek to the inside. There is a little bit of contact there. Thankfully, both drivers going to be able to continue, and no yellow flag was displayed. Oh, one car hard into the outside wall. I think that was Jack Anderson. Justin Osborne nowhere to go. 2 or 3 of them. Uh-oh, Gavin Chatham heavy contact with that 23 machine. The top wing was lost for a second there, but Jack Anderson, Willie Cuddy was a part of this one. Keep an eye on Jack in the 24. I saw it just at the top of the screen as I was watching that battle for second. Anderson got into the wall, turned back off, gets help right there, just ever so slightly, gets pushed back into the outside wall, was riding the outside wall, turns off of the wall. Justin Osborne was throttled up with a ton of momentum, nowhere to go. As I believe there's Stephen Metcalf, just barely getting through that. There's Willie Cuddy in the 23 with heavy damage. Gavin Chatham collects into Willie Cuddy. Brian Kling just gets a little piece of that as well. So 3, 4 cars all involved in this latest accident here. Jack Anderson, pretty heavy damage to his machine. Jack Anderson, Willie Cuddy have visited the pit area. Both cars will rejoin the field in 21st and 22nd positions. Some of the biggest movers up to this point. JT Ferry in the 18 machine, he's +8 so far. It's got a great run going for him. +7 currently. You got Trevor Royer, Dustin Sargent +5, Ty Williams, Michael Skirring +6 on the night. Skirring up to 11th, Ty Williams up to 10th. Good runs for those drivers as well. As the pace truck peels off, single file as we are underneath 10 laps to go. We cross the line at the restart, 8 laps to go in this one. Hannigan off to a fantastic start. Using the inside, though, that's going to allow Bowen Smith and Landon Cardoza to chop away at a little bit of that advantage as they had that momentum build up on the outside, Tim.
Yeah, Bowen Smith did not get that good of a run off of 2 as he did the last restart. But here we go. They got it going. They're rolling now. They're going to possibly make the pass as Hannigan shuts the door, slams it right in the face of Bowen, and we got one around and forward somewhere. They kept going. Cardoza looks to the inside, tries to make the pass, just not enough momentum to complete it, as the top 3 stay nose to tail.
Yeah, I think if we stay green, we're going to have quite the battle for the win here at Volusia, as Hannigan has company, and that's Bowen Smith in the 0-1-2. Bowen Smith with the momentum on the outside, drag racing down the back straightaway. What's going to happen into 3? Hannigan's going to try to slide up, but he wasn't able to do so. Bowen Smith takes the lead, 3 laps to go. Now Hannigan moves up to the outside to follow him. Bowen Smith, just a little contact with the outside wall, but what a power move for Bowen Smith around the outside. Yellow flag for the 4th time tonight with just a couple laps to go in this one, and I believe Chase Porter was involved. We'll take a look. Yeah, Porter, you can see the front end is pretty hurt on the 2 machine. Just looks like he lost steering. Car would not turn as the front end was digging into the racetrack for Chase. And he just brought the car to a stop, it looks like, at the outside of turn number 4. And man, that's going to set up for quite a wild finish here for the first race of the brand new 360 Sprint Car Series season for Regal Promotions Esports. Can't say enough about the move Bowen Smith made around the outside there, Tim.
No, you can't. I mean, I can't believe it, dude. The door was left open, barely, a sliver. There was a sliver of a chance, and he made it work, and he got that lead as the pace truck is gonna peel off right now.
Wow, green flag. A two-lap shootout to settle it at Volusia. Hannigan's going to use the inside and takes the lead, the top spot for a moment. Wow. Smart move by Hannigan to use the inside. Bowen Smith trying to get the momentum built on the outside, and we have a yellow flag once again. Oh,
All
man.
nothing.
Unfortunately,
all for nothing for Mason Hannigan.
we'll keep an eye on Dustin Sargent in the 77, as I believe it happened around him. We got it at turn 1 there. Sargent looks like he runs into the back of the 99 of Chatham. Sargent goes around, and he's facing the wrong direction. Brian Kling also went for a spin as him and Justin Osborne got together. Heavy contact there with Sargent and Christensen in the 16 as 3-4 cars involved in this, and they ended up actually over the Armco barrier into that grassy area for a second, the outside of turn 1 and 2. But Hannigan's going to have to try to do that again as we didn't get a full lap complete. Now, Tim, I think if you're Bowen Smith, you're going to pay attention to that, and I would think, would have to move down to the bottom here for this next restart.
Yeah, that's the thing about restarts. I mean, you never know. It seems like the best way to go on restarts is always pick the inside. But let's see what Mason's going to do. He fires. He gets a great launch Bowen Smith gets a great launch. He goes back up high. Mason down low. Not enough for Mason. And
big time move.
Not quite.
There's contact. Hannigan goes sideways, but we get the white flag. It was too late. Bowen Smith with the big advantage through 1 and 2. Heartbreak for Mason Hannigan as there's calamity on the front straightaway. As we're going to keep an eye on the 012 of Bowen Smith as he comes out of turn 4. He's going to get the checkered flag to win the first round of this new series at Volusia. Richie Gaines held on for second, and Braden Donaldson in the 94 machine holds on for the final spot of the podium. Man, Tim, what a heartbreak for Hannigan, as that was shaping up to be quite the finish.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He wanted that win. He needed to be as close to Bowen Smith out of the exit of 4, and it just so happened they ended up making slight contact, unfortunately.
Absolutely, man. But don't take away Bowen Smith, a fantastic run, and gets the checkered flag here tonight. Also want to give a shout out to 2 of the biggest movers tonight. Justin Osborne, plus 13 on the night, finishing 8th. Michael Scurring, plus 12, gets the top 5 and had to come through the B main. So really awesome runs for those 2 drivers in the 11 and the 07 machines here tonight. We're going to get our interview started here. We're going to start things off with our 3rd place finisher. That would be Braden Donaldson. Hopefully all of these drivers will be available for their interviews. As I do see Braden Donaldson available, we'll try to talk to him. Hey, Braden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, man. I'll tell you what. Believe it or not, you finished right where you started in 3rd place, and just Volusia was bad fast tonight. Moves were happening hot and heavy. And how were you able to navigate the feature and come away with the podium here tonight?
Honestly, I didn't think I'd do it. I didn't even think I'd finish this race. I'm just glad I did. I guess luck's on my side tonight, I guess.
Yeah, never hurts to have a little bit of luck and a good start to this brand new season. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'd rather have luck be on my side. I'd rather have luck than be talent.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more there, Braden. Tim, do you have anything for him?
Yeah, you lost a few spots, maybe just one. I couldn't tell you how many battles there were, but uh, somewhere on the halfway point, what were you thinking? And did you think that you could turn it around and get back to where you were?
Yeah, I was just thinking how to throw clean sliders with such a slick track and not hit nobody, where to put my wing, just really to be clean overall.
Yeah, absolutely, Braden. Well, a fantastic start to the new season. Before we let you go tonight, who do you need to thank?
Inline racing performance for building the fast setup. BDR Braden Dawson Racing, Machine Gun Shots, and Donaldson Custom Wraps.
All right, Braden. We'll appreciate you talking to us here tonight, and we'll let you celebrate the top three.
Sir, thank you.
All right, again, that was our third place finisher, Braden Donaldson. Now we'll talk to our second place finisher tonight. That would be Richie Gaines. Hey, Richie, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, man. What an exciting night. Brand new season kicks off. You move up 4 spots in the feature, and we're within striking distance there in the final laps. I know you probably saw Hannigan get sideways. Maybe he collects Bowen Smith, and that door would have opened wide for you to take the
Yeah, I
lead on the
know,
white
dude.
flag.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time, dude. I don't. I was fifth at the restart and then second coming to the checkers. I cannot complain about that.
Absolutely. You got to feel good to get off to a good start in this brand new season. How do you think you'll carry this momentum forward into the next round?
I think I'll do pretty good next round. It's at USA. I've been doing pretty good here lately, and I finished. They actually did a 305 race before this, and I about won that one too.
All right. Tim, do you have anything for Richie tonight?
Yeah, Richie, you seen that spin out of 4 coming to the white? What was going through your mind? Were you was your heart pumping, or were you not? Were you holding on to your breath, hoping that nobody was going to come across your nose?
So I was really when I saw Mason Park, I knew that he's a good driver, dude. He's flying around like that. He ain't moving. You know, he races in real life. He knows once you stop, you stop. You know, you don't go down the track. So I just knew if I stayed down, I'd be good on that. But after then, I was trying to breathe and just hold the bottom, and then I ended up throwing a slider for second.
Absolutely. A fantastic run for you, Richie. Before we let you go, who do you got to thank tonight?
I gotta thank Tim Sim Simulators for helping me out all the time. Black Diamond Motorsports, Trevor Royer, Rip Flip Motorsports, Jake Jeff, and then Jake Royer for making the paint for me, Metcalf Cinematography for the pictures all the time, and then you guys for doing this, and Regal for throwing it on.
Certainly appreciate the kind words, Richie, and congratulations on the second place run tonight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk to our winner tonight. Hey, Bowen, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do indeed.
Man, you ate away at that advantage all feature long. You and Mason Hannigan, playing the games on the restarts. Hannigan down low, you Hannigan down low. I thought the low line was going to work, and then you found something really on the outside and just had a great run to get to the lead, and then the yellow flag came out, and you had to, try that again. Hannigan had to try it again, and then coming to the white there, did you think you were going to get collected as Hannigan spun, or did you hope you had enough momentum to keep you out of it?
I don't even know what happened. I didn't see it. I was just told that he got caught up in a wreck behind me, so I don't even know what happened. So I was just trying to look forward and go forward at that very moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing the gates open wide, and then you hear the wreck behind you, and you kind of could take a little bit of a sigh of relief on the last lap as you were out to that advantage. That had to feel pretty good.
Well, I was definitely still stressing. I don't have a mirror in that car. I don't think anyone had mirrors in that car, and I wasn't looking at any of the numbers, looking at the timestamps of where everyone was. So I was still stressing on that last lap for sure. I was just trying to nail the corners. That car was very fast, very loose up there on the top. I really had to reel it in almost every lap, and I worked at it all race long. I don't think I really left the top but twice, and it paid off for sure in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, I felt like I started shortening up the slider, and I'd get more of a drive off the corner. I think that's what really got me to win of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. That outside came into play perfectly for you here tonight. Tim, do you have anything for Bowen?
Yeah, Bentley went over it quickly with you. You had the last two restarts. You chose the high lane both times. Fortunately for you, the first time, with Mason getting by you, you had the yellow before you guys completed the lap. Were you worried at all? Was there any doubt of going back to the high side?
I definitely messed it up going into 1 and 2 that lap. I definitely messed it up. I knew that I made a slight mistake there, and I think I was told that he absolutely nailed the bottom, so he did it to best of perfection for him. And if that race would have went there, right there to end it to green, good for him, Like, apparently he ran a hell of a line there and got by me. I made a mistake, and that's just part of racing. That second restart, I got very lucky. I didn't make a mistake. I really toned it down, and I felt like I made a really good corner out of it. But then 3 and 4, like I said, I don't really know what happened to him. I just heard his car behind me. I definitely heard the engine right on me. So I can only imagine he came up and slid up to that line, and I cleared him.
Yeah, absolutely, Bowen. You did a fantastic job tonight. You come away with the first win of the season. Who do you got to thank for it?
I definitely got to thank Chad Griggs and good buddy Richie Gaines. He finished second here. I was not expecting him to finish like that. I'm really proud of him for his finish. I got to call out to Andrew Regal. I definitely told him when I signed up for this that, hey, I'm going to go win Volusia first week. And I did it, which very surprisingly, I did it. So I'm glad I was able to call myself out on that one.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the big win to start this new season. We'll let you celebrate it.
All right. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. All right, Tim, let's start to wrap things up here from night number 1 with the Regal Promotions Esports 360 Sprint Cars. We saw great battles all throughout the field, and again, Bowen Smith, Greg, congratulations to him. Mason Hannigan, what a fantastic run. I know the finish doesn't show it. They are coming home in 20th, but still a fantastic effort. I don't think he's probably disappointed, but had a fantastic effort tonight, Tim.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of drivers. All I can say is don't pay attention to that score sheet. At the end of the day, take away the small things and come back for next week, prepared and ready to knock it out of the park.
Absolutely. Well, upcoming for us on the Buckeye Racing Network tomorrow night, we'll be live with the Southern Racing Association's Pro Late Model Division. We'll be at the Eldora Speedway tomorrow night, about 8:30 Eastern Time. 75-lap main event in that one, so come on out. Hang out with us if you ain't got nothing else going on. We always enjoy the company. Upcoming for Regal Promotions Esports, we've talked about it earlier in the night. On Wednesday night, 8:30, it's going to be the round number 1 for the Regal Promotions Esports Pavement Series. They got a $300 top 5-point fund this season. It's going to be the Daytona 250 by No Coast Customs at the Daytona International Speedway, 100 laps. Fixed setup Xfinity Series cars, $150 minimum to win and $20 for 10th. You get your entry fee back. That's going to be live over on Elevated TV, a broadcast partner here with Regal Promotion Esports and sponsors for tonight. And again, next week on March the 10th at 8:15, we'll be live with round number 2 of the 360 Sprint Car Series. $10 to win that race. That's going to be the Swan City Showdown by Victory Fuel. That's going to be at the USA International Speedway. 25 laps, main event. Again, open setup like tonight. Free entry, and you got to have a 2000 I rating plus. Live right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Just before that event is going to be the 305 Sprint Car Division. You can watch that one live on Regal Promotions Esports YouTube page, and there's a 3500 I rating cap, but if you're any driver that wants or needs any more information, you can check out Regal Promotions Esports website and the Discord for that information. But that's going to do it for Tim and I tonight from the Volusia Speedway. Thanks everybody for watching. Good night.